Every morning, at exactly 7 o'clock, I saw the same man. He stood near the small coffee shop on the corner of my street. He wore old clothes, but they were always clean. His shoes were worn out, and his jacket looked too thin for the cold mornings. Still, he always smiled. Not a small smile, not a fake one. A warm, real smile. People walked past him every day. Some looked at their phones, some looked away. A few gave him coins, but almost no one talked to him. I never did either. In my mind, he was just the smiling poor man. One day I was late for work. The bus was full and the street was noisy. As I walked past the coffee shop, I saw him again. He smiled at me like always. "Good morning," he said. His voice was calm and kind. "Good morning," I replied, surprised. That was our first conversation, just 2 words. The next day, he said it again. And the day after that. Soon it became normal. We greeted each other every morning. Sometimes he asked, "How are you today?" And I answered, "Fine, thank you." That was it. Small words, simple moments. But one rainy morning, something changed. I saw him sitting on the ground, not standing. His smile was still there, but it looked tired. His hands were shaking a little as he held a cup of coffee someone had given him. "Are you okay?" I asked without thinking. He looked up at me, surprised. Then he smiled again. "Yes," he said, "just a little cold." I wanted to leave. I didn't know why I stopped. Maybe it was the rain, maybe it was his eyes. They looked sad even when he smiled. I sat next to him. "My name is Daniel," he said. "I'm Emma," I replied. We sat in silence for a moment. The rain fell softly around us. "People think I smile because I'm happy," he said quietly. "But that's not always true." I didn't know what to say. "Sometimes," he continued, "I smile because it's the only thing I have left." Those words stayed in my heart. That morning, I was very late for work. After that day, we talked more. Daniel told me his story, little by little. He was not always poor. He had a job. He had a small house. He had a wife and a daughter. His daughter loved to draw. She wanted to be an artist. She used to sit next to him and show him her pictures. Daniel always smiled when he talked about her. "She had the brightest smile," he said, "brighter than mine." One day, his wife became very sick. The hospital bills were expensive. Daniel worked more hours, but it was not enough. Then his wife died. After that, everything fell apart. He lost his job. He couldn't pay for the house. He and his daughter moved to a small room. Then his daughter became sick too. Daniel stopped talking for a moment when he told me this. His smile was gone. "I lost her," he said softly. "She was only 10. I felt my eyes fill with tears. "I'm sorry," I whispered. He nodded. "After that, I felt empty," he said. "I had nothing, no family, no home, no reason to wake up." "Then why do you smile?" I asked. He looked at me. "Because if I don't smile," he said, "I will disappear." Those words broke my heart. Days passed, weeks passed. Every morning I brought him a coffee, sometimes a sandwich. We talked. Sometimes we didn't, but I always listened. One morning, he wasn't there. The next day, he wasn't there either. I felt worried. The corner felt empty without him. On the 3rd day, I asked the coffee shop owner. "Oh," she said, "the smiling man, he got sick, very sick. He's in the hospital." My heart started beating fast. "Which hospital?" I asked. She told me. After work, I went there. The hospital was quiet and cold. I asked for Daniel. A nurse looked at me with tired eyes. "He's alone," she said. "You can see him." Daniel was lying in a small bed. He looked weak. His face was pale. But when he saw me, he smiled. "You came," he said. "Of course," I replied, holding his hand. For the first time, his smile looked peaceful. "I didn't think anyone would," he said. "You matter," I told him. "You always did." Tears fell from his eyes. "No one ever said that to me," he whispered. Daniel stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks. I visited him every day. I brought books. I read to him. I listened. When he got better, something changed. The hospital helped him find a small place to live. A social worker helped him get support. It wasn't easy, but it was a start. On his first day back on the street, he stood near the coffee shop again. But this time, he wasn't alone. I stood next to him. He smiled at people like always, but now I smiled too. People started to stop. They talked, they listened. I learned something important from Daniel. Some people smile to hide their pain. Some people smile because they are strong. And some people smile because they hope someone will see them. Now, every time I see a smile, I don't look away. Because behind that smile, there might be a story. Glowing star knew words and simple explanations. Worn out, old and damaged from use. Corner, the place where 2 streets meet. Surprised, feeling shock because something unexpected happened. Silence, no sound. Shaking, moving slightly because of cold or fear. Calm, peaceful and relaxed. Empty, feeling nothing inside. Fell apart, completely broke or failed. Hospital bills, money you must pay for medical care. Disappear, to no longer exist or be seen. Pale, very light skin color, often because of sickness. Peaceful, calm and without stress. Matter, to be important. Support, help given to someone. Hide, to keep something secret. Hope, a feeling of wanting something good to happen.